This is the Pearson Omega 6 standard electric guitar. There's nothing standard about this, and that's what I really like about it. In today's video, I'm going to put this through its paces. I'm going to talk about how it feels, how it sounds, all that kind of stuff. And this electric guitar was sent out from Dom at Pearson Guitar, so a huge thanks to him for shipping this out. I'm going to start by showcasing a little bit of how it sounds in the mix in a quick 40-second clip or so, and then I'll give you a full rundown of all the hardware, and then we'll get stuck into some tones. Everything will be timestamped below. Let's get into it. Let me give you a quick rundown of the Pearson Omega 6 electric guitar, or Omega 6. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but this electric guitar gives you a lot of premium features and an interesting and unique design which you're not going to find on a lot of guitars. Pearson make a whole range of different guitars. I got to test one back in the day, and this has been improved to no end. So first up, this came straight out of the box assembled. So I can't make any mistakes. I really like that. It was set up beautifully. It feels great. The neck profile on this is really lovely. It reminds me heavily of my Coil, which is one of my favorite necks. It's got the same type of profile. So it's thicker than a Fender Modern C, but not as thick as like a 50s neck. It's kind of similar to a 60s one, but yeah, it feels unreal. We get stainless steel frets, so you're never going to have to worry about having them wear out or having them replaced and having that huge expense. So that's a big thumbs up. We've also got the rosewood fretboard here. The pickups on this electric are beautiful. They're Pearson A2 vintage humbuckers, and they also do a super convincing single coil tone, which we'll get into. If you want to just use it in humbucker mode, there's two toggle switches here, one for each pickup. You can have them both down for humbucker mode or forward for single coil. You can also run a mix of both. So if you want the neck pickup to be in humbucker mode, have this one down. If you want this in single coil mode, you can flick it up, or vice versa, or however you want to run it. I really like it. We've got a three-way toggle switch here just for switching between pickups, a single tone control, and volume control. Now, if you're a lefty like I am, just take note, this is wired like a Gibson. So on, if you want to add more volume, is this way. So you're rolling it away from the headstock. It's right-handed wiring essentially, which is pretty much the Gibson standard. So he's done that as well. So it won't take you too long to get used to, unless you're just used to playing a Strat, for example. But I just wanted to put that in. There's also a high-pass filter in here, which allows you to get really musical tones at a lower volume without losing the high end. And I'll showcase that in a moment. The tuners have also been upgraded. They're in a much better position than the prior guitar I reviewed many years ago, where I had to sort of reach around the guitar to tune them. Now I just found myself hitting the E and being able to tune very quickly. There's also a strap lock back here if you want to play it standing, which makes a whole lot of sense. And our output jack is located right here. Thanks to the lightweight stainless steel and aluminium body, it only comes in at 2.7 kilograms, so it's nice and light. And I'll put the pounds on screen here. And the other benefit to this is it's not super expensive. It's not super cheap, but it comes in at $975 US, which I think is pretty reasonable considering that this is made in New Zealand and it's a completely different guitar to basically anything else you're going to find. If you want to take a look at it, I'll link it down below. Let's make some noise. All right, let's get stuck into it with some clean tones. I'm plugged into the Marshall DSL 40CR. We're on the clean channel. And this is the guitar in humbucker mode. So both of these toggle switches are in the back position. We're going to start on neck pickup. Here we go. I do find myself sort of scraping the pickups from time to time with my really heavy pick, so you may hear that throughout the video, but I gotta tell you, man, that both pickup combination is super spanky. It's got so much like spring to the sound. Might be my favorite of the in-between combinations, just having both in humbucker mode. It really does feel and sound nice. Over to some single coil tones, just by flicking these two toggle switches into the forward position. It does a really convincing job and it feels nice to play. I'll start on neck pickup. Yeah, so as you can hear, it's very steely, which I really like. Again, that in-between position is really quite nice. And if you want to use one on humbucker mode, you can. I'll just do the neck pickup. Then you get a vastly different sound. You can also flick it around the other way. So there you go. I think that actually sounds probably better with one on humbucker and one on single coil. It's that perceived loudness of a pickup using humbucker mode. It is a little bit louder, but yeah, it feels great even in that single coil mode. Let's try some high gain tones now. Thanks to the classic crunch channel on my Marshall, and I've got the volume and gain both at 12 o'clock. It's a great starting point. And then I'm going to click on the right-hand side of the Royal Flush as more of a clean boost. Here we go. Bridge pickup in humbucker mode. Yeah. So the interesting thing with this is when you get over to both pickups, you just get so much more punch in the tone. It's one of those things you've got to play to kind of experience. You probably can hear it on the recording, but yeah, a bridge pickup on its own sounds amazing. Neck pickup is a little bit more rolled out in the high end, but when you get over to both pickups, it really just has a completely different sound to what I was expecting. So it's one of the few guitars where both pickups, just with a single volume control, is completely usable. Now, one thing I wasn't expecting was how great the single coil tones sound with a bit of drive. So this is with the amp set identically, and I'm going to start with the overdrive off. On bridge pickup, this rhythm tone's killer. Have a listen to this. Yeah. Lastly, I just want to show you how dynamic this guitar is when it comes to using your volume control. Now, the amp is still set up as dirty as it was before, but now I'm just going to work the volume control so it's most of the way down. That sounds dead clean in the room, all the way up. Man, that's great. It doesn't lose the high end when you turn down. All right, let's wrap this up. I'm gonna give you some final thoughts. So I'm very impressed with the tones. I like the single coil tones and I like the humbucker tones. My favorite combinations on the pickups would have to be bridge on its own and both together, which was a complete surprise. Sometimes the middle position can suffer from not having a second volume control, but not on this. I love the guitar simplicity. I love the fact there's no push-pull pots. It's just a couple of toggle switches. It makes the world of difference if you play live where you don't have to worry about like kind of eyeballing things. You can feel your way through the controls, which is great. Tuning stability on this has been great, even though it just did come out of the box before shooting this. I haven't had any problems with it, like doing anything funny. The setup was beautiful straight out of the box. I won't have to adjust the action, which is great. And while it's a head stockless guitar, I thought for sure I was going to feel all out of sorts by playing it, but it just felt like any sort of Fender electric on my lap. So if you've ever played a Strat or a Telecaster, it has a similar feel. Everything's about the same distance away as what you would expect from that, which is killer. I'm also really impressed how comfortable the guitar is, whether you've just got your forearm here, for example, or you've got your arm on the top talking to a camera like this, for example, or talking to the crowd. It doesn't hurt. I'm actually really shocked. Had it have been sharp or something like that, I would have not enjoyed that at all. But all the corners are rounded. There's nothing that's pointy anywhere. And I really like what Dom has done with this. It really does feel like a massive upgrade over the original one that I reviewed quite some time ago. I had fun with that guitar, but I secretly just sent it back because I knew it wasn't for me personally. But this one is a really beautiful guitar. What I have noticed already just from my buttons on my cowboy shirt over here, there's already some marks showing up here. So just keep that in mind. Odds are just because of the material, if you are scratching it over time, you'll probably, relic it yourself. But it won't show up the same as it would on a wood guitar, but it's definitely worth mentioning. It's also a little bit of a fingerprint machine, but if you can live with that, I think you'll be in for a bit of a treat. It really does feel and sound great. So let us know what you think. Thanks again for watching. You can check this out by using the link in the pinned comment, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.